You've probably wondered how some people become millionaires while others, despite working tirelessly, remain stuck in the same place. Earl Nightingale, a legendary figure in personal development, revealed a piece of advice that has created over 10,000 millionaires, and it's not what you might think. But before we dive into exactly what this secret is, ask yourself, why is it that most people, despite having big dreams and ambitions, never actually become wealthy? They have the motivation, they have the goals, but there's still something missing. Well, the answer might shock you. You see, according to Nightingale, it's not a lack of opportunities or even money that's holding most people back. The real problem lies deeper, hidden inside the mindset and daily habits of individuals who, despite desperately wanting success, unknowingly sabotage themselves every step of the way. Now here's the twist. Earl Nightingale identified that the single biggest factor separating wealthy individuals from those who struggle financially isn't luck or privilege. It's a single, simple principle that most people completely overlook. And if you're thinking it's something you've heard before, think again. Because this insight genuinely flips conventional wisdom on its head. Have you ever noticed that many people drift through life hoping to get lucky or that something miraculous will suddenly change their circumstances? Nightingale pointed out that the majority of people are waiting instead of creating. Wealth, he said, isn't a game of chance, it's a deliberate choice. But what exactly did he mean by this? We'll unpack the powerful strategy Nightingale taught, but first ask yourself this. Have you ever felt like you're working incredibly hard, yet your financial situation isn't improving at the rate you want? If you said yes, you might unknowingly be committing the exact mistake that Nightingale warned about, and it's costing you more than you realize. You won't believe how simple yet transformative this advice is, so stick with me. Earl Nightingale emphasized the importance of having a crystal clear vision, one so vivid and precise that you can almost touch it, but clarity alone isn't enough. There's something else, something subtle but critical that he taught, and it's the reason his philosophy turns so many ordinary individuals into millionaires. Interestingly, this isn't about the law of attraction or simple positive thinking. Nightingale's philosophy went beyond just visualizing success. It involved a specific action that most people never even consider. This one adjustment to your daily routine can drastically alter your life's trajectory toward wealth and abundance. And speaking of routines, here's a question. What if the small daily actions you took could have the same impact as a massive breakthrough moment? Nightingale explained that wealth isn't built from a single event or stroke of luck. It's crafted through tiny, consistent changes in your daily life. Changes so minor you might dismiss them as insignificant. Yet, when applied consistently, they compound exponentially, creating wealth faster than you ever imagined possible. Now here's a curious twist. Did you know that some of the wealthiest people who followed Nightingale's advice initially thought it was too simple to be true? They were skeptical, they hesitated, but once they began implementing it, their doubts quickly vanished. So what is this daily habit that Nightingale swore by, the one habit capable of creating massive financial abundance over time? And more importantly, how exactly can you start applying it right now in your own life, even if you're currently overwhelmed, skeptical, or unsure? Well, before I reveal the precise habit, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Walt. Like many of you, I once believed that success required extraordinary luck or talent. But discovering Nightingale's secret completely changed my perspective, showing me a clear path toward wealth, one accessible to anyone willing to try something different. Here's the good news. Applying Nightingale's advice doesn't require money, connections, or even much time. It requires something else entirely, something you already have. But what is it? And how exactly do you use it to turn your financial dreams into reality? I'm about to reveal exactly what Earl Nightingale's groundbreaking advice was, the advice that has directly contributed to creating over 10,000 millionaires. But buckle up, because the real truth might challenge everything you've been taught about success and wealth creation. Ready to find out the exact strategy that can transform your financial future? Earl Nightingale once said, "You become what you think about most of the time." On the surface, that might sound familiar, maybe even simplistic, but stay with me, because the real power behind this statement isn't just positive thinking. There's a deeper, practical secret that the wealthiest people swear by, a secret that Nightingale meticulously taught and refined into one habit. Think about this. What occupies your mind most of the time? Is it worry about bills, stress about your job, or frustration about not achieving your goals quickly enough? According to Nightingale, whatever dominates your thoughts, whether good or bad, eventually becomes your reality. But here's the crucial part everyone misses. Nightingale didn't just advise people to think positively. Instead, he emphasized a precise daily discipline, a written, clearly defined goal that you review and reinforce every single day. Yes, it's that straightforward. Yet shockingly, 99% of people that never actually commit their goals clearly to paper. They might think about what they want occasionally, but rarely do they clearly define it in detail and reinforce it every day. Here's why this works so powerfully. Nightingale discovered that our minds naturally move towards whatever target we repeatedly set. Without a clearly defined goal, our thoughts scatter and wander, easily distracted by everyday problems and stresses. This leaves us stuck, spinning in place rather than moving forward. But the simple act of writing down your goals daily, clearly, vividly, and specifically, creates a powerful subconscious directive. It acts like an invisible GPS, guiding your decisions, actions, and opportunities directly toward the outcomes you truly desire. Now ask yourself this: have you clearly defined your primary financial goal? Or is it still vague? Something like, I want more money, or I want to be successful. Nightingale explained that vague goals yield vague results. If you want to become a millionaire, you must have absolute clarity on exactly what that means to you, down to precise numbers, timelines, and steps. Imagine waking up every day knowing exactly where you're going financially. No guesswork, no drifting, no confusion. That's precisely how Nightingale's advice created over 10,000 millionaires. It wasn't luck. It was the focused, disciplined act of daily goal setting, combined with repeated reinforcement. But here's another twist. Nightingale didn't stop there. After clearly defining your goals, he instructed you to visualize yourself as already having achieved them. He wasn't advocating passive daydreaming. Instead, this visualization was about internalizing your success, making it so vividly real in your mind that your subconscious accepts it as inevitable. When your subconscious fully buys into this reality, you begin automatically behaving in ways consistent with achieving that goal. You'll find yourself making smarter decisions, spotting opportunities you previously overlooked, and even attracting helpful people and resources seemingly by magic. Now remember that powerful phrase from Nightingale: you become what you think about most of the time. He wasn't just talking about casual thoughts or vague wishes. He meant focused, deliberate thinking. Imagine how quickly your life could change if your mind was constantly locked onto achieving clearly defined financial success. And here's another critical detail Nightingale emphasized. This technique isn't about frantic, stressful striving. It's calm, confident, disciplined consistency. Wealth, according to Nightingale, doesn't have to be chased desperately. It can be methodically attracted through disciplined habits. So here's what I suggest you start doing right now. No excuses, no delays. Tonight, before you go to bed, clearly define your number one financial goal on paper. Be precise. How much money do you want? By when? And exactly how do you plan to achieve it? Once written, commit to reviewing this goal every single day, vividly visualizing yourself as already having reached it. This simple habit can radically transform your financial future, as it already has for tens of thousands who followed Nightingale's advice. But wait, there's one more critical question we haven't answered yet. What exactly should your daily routine look like when applying this powerful habit? How long should you spend visualizing? Should you rewrite your goals each day or simply review them? Is there a specific format that dramatically boosts effectiveness? I'm Walt, and I can personally attest that getting these details right accelerates your progress dramatically. Fortunately, Nightingale laid out an exact blueprint, step by step, for how to implement this habit in the most effective way possible. Would you like to learn precisely what that daily routine is, the exact method Nightingale himself taught? Because that's exactly what I'll share next. And trust me, once you understand how simple yet incredibly powerful this habit truly is, you'll wonder why you didn't start doing it sooner.